Aero is everything in the bike world right now, and let's talk about gravel of course, but going fast has always been a key focus for bike racers and bike designers alike, and aerodynamics offers huge benefits for going fast. Now over the last 10 years or so since they were first introduced to the bike industry, I've had the opportunity to test some of the best, the fastest, the greatest aero road bikes, and in this video I picked some of my favourite current 2020 aero road bikes that I think you should consider if you're in the market for a new bike this year and you want a bike for going as fast as possible. But who is an aero road bike really for, and should you buy one? Well, clearly if you're a racing cyclist then you want to go as fast as possible, and an aero road bike is an obvious choice to minimise your drag and improve your chances of winning a race when a race can be won or lost by very small margins. But away from the racing circuit, regular cyclists like you and I doing long rides at the weekend can still benefit from an aero road bike. Yes, they are fast, they've always been fast, but the latest generation of aero road bikes are much easier to live with and much more tolerable on regular rough roads that we all have to contend with. Most of them now have space for much wider tyres, 28, even sometimes a 30mm tyre, which really improves the comfort on rough roads, and some include some nifty features for really helping to iron out rough roads. So they're much more comfortable than they ever used to be while maintaining that speed they've always been known for. So an aero road bike, if you've only got space in your garage for one bike, could be the right bike for you. So in this video, in no particular order, starting with Trek Madone, my favourite current aero road bikes.
Named after a mountain climb in the south of France, Trek Madone is a striking bike to look at and super quick thanks to camtail shaped tubes and an adjustable aero handlebar and stem with all cables internally routed. It's very nicely packaged indeed, and not only reduces drag but also enhances the appearance. But it's more than just an aero bike. Comfort has been considered with the integration of the ISO-speed decoupler from a Domani endurance bike to ensure that it's smooth while going flat out fast. This nifty device is hidden underneath the top tube, so it's aero but also easily adjustable. You can have it as smooth or firm as you like. There's also space for up to 28mm wide tyres, which really lets you add a lot more smoothness if you need it. That all means the Madone is an aero bike that superbly combines speed with comfort, with less of a compromise compared to previous generation aero bikes. The geometry cuts a nice balance between head down aggression and being comfy on long rides. You get the same geometry as the pros as well, which isn't always the case. But unless you buy a frame set, the Madone is now only available with disc brakes. Even the Pro Team it sponsors is using disc brakes. Specialized has been very aggressive in developing aero road bikes, and the Venge is now in its third generation. The company even built its own wind tunnel to give it more access to the key tool used in shaping and verifying aero bikes. The latest Venge is the best yet, but it's actually the ride performance, handling and comfort that are most impressive. It has seriously closed the gap to its tarmac and produced an aero bike that you can live with on a daily basis if speed is your focus. The frame is much lighter and comfort is now superb with space for wide tyres. The new integrated handlebar and stem neatly routes all cables and hoses inside the frame while still letting you make adjustments to your fit. The only real downside with the Venge is that you can only buy it with disc brakes and the electronic group set, which keeps the price on the high side. The current Canyon AEROAD was launched in 2014 and updated with disc brakes in 2017, but despite that timeline, the bike is not showing its age at all. It looks quick, and on the road it is seriously quick. You won't be disappointed with the speed of the bike at all. And the savings on offer, because of the time it's been on sale, mean you get a lot of speed for not a lot of cash. It's clearly an aero road bike. It's got a large down tube and a rear wheel hugging seat tube and drop to rear stays. Most bikes in the range are spec'd with a one-piece carbon handlebar and stem to further reduce frontal surface area, but cheaper models use a regular handlebar and stem. There has been a new Aero spotted between the legs of Mattia van der Poel, but there's no sign of it being launched just yet, and closer inspection reveals minor changes rather than a radical redesign, so buying the current AEROAD is still a good choice if you're in the market for an aero bike this year. The 3T STRADA was, and still is, one of the most radical aero road bikes launched in recent years. Here's a bike shaped with an aero frame and fork around wide 28mm tyres to offer the best blend of comfort and aero speed. But it's a fact that it's one bike only, which ruffled many feathers in the cycling community, but a 2x version was duly added so you can have it with 1x or 2x to suit your requirements. Regardless of the group set you choose, for going fast, the STRADA does not disappoint. It's easily one of the fastest aero bikes I've ever ridden. CERVELO is a company that was one of the first brands to combine the aerodynamics of a time trial bike and the weight and handling of a road bike in the original Soloist launched many years ago. The latest S3 is an affordable model in the company's current range. There's the S5 at the very top if you have deep pockets, but the S3 is now designed entirely around disc brakes with a lighter and stiffer frame than the previous version it replaces. This is very definitely a fast bike and offers the responsive handling you want in a race bike. If there's a downside, it's not the most compliant on rough roads compared to other bikes in this video. Spanish firm Auber's stock has risen hugely in the last few years thanks to some great new bikes, and the Orca Aero is the fastest race bike it has produced to date. It delivers all the speed you expect from an aero race bike, but it's the comfort it offers that is most surprising. It's as comfy 6 hours into a ride as it is on the first hour. And the brilliant thing with buying an Aubert is the ability to customise the appearance of the bike for no extra charge. The MyAero website makes it dead simple to personalise your new bike. You can choose any colour you want and get it looking how you want it. I have to mention the Pinarello DOGMA F12, I guess, the most successful race bike in recent history thanks to Team Sky and Ineos. It's not an out and out aero bike like the Madone or Venge, but does combine key aero features without compromising the other key criteria in a race bike. Key aero features then include the flat back down tube profile, designed to flow air cleanly around the water bottle. All cables are internally routed, and the new Talon Ultra handlebar further reduces drag at the front of the bike. Those changes led to a big drag reduction over the already very fast F8. And if you're not racing, which is most of us, there's space for up to 28mm wide tyres, which should make it nicer to ride on regular rough roads. It's also available with a choice of disc or rim brakes, with a disc frame only carrying a 20g weight penalty. It's not cheap though, you're talking at least £5,000 just for the frame. Like the Pinarello, the Bianchi Ultra XR4 isn't a pure aero race bike, but rather a regular race bike with some mild aero features. There's the unmistakable aero-shaped down tube and rear wheel hugging seat tube, so it's clearly a bike designed for speed. One neat trick up its sleeve aimed at improving comfort is countervail. It's integrated right into the carbon fibre layup and is designed to provide a much smoother ride without resorting to suspension or bendy tube shapes. And it's now, like most aero bikes in the video, available with disc brakes, making it even better in the real world. Cannondale was late to the aero party, and what it has created is a bike it boldly claims is the fastest bike in the world. It has designed a frame, fork, seat post, handlebar and stem, and even the wheels as a complete package to reduce drag as much as possible. Showing the advantage of aero, Cannondale reckons the SystemSix is faster than its Super 6 on most roads up to a gradient of 6%, and is only on very steep hills does weight become a bigger factor than aerodynamics. Up front, the new system bar optimises aerodynamics whilst maintaining the ability to make height and reach adjustment. The larger head tube allows all the cables to be routed inside to further reduce drag. The Knot 64 wheels have a huge 32mm external width designed to make the most of wide tyres, and there's space for up to 30mm wide tyres, the stuff of touring bikes a handful of years ago.
Quite a fine selection of aero road bikes, I think you'll agree. I wouldn't be unhappy owning any of these bikes at all. Now, if you've got any questions about any of these bikes, if you own one of these bikes, or if you're looking to buy one of these bikes this year, then get down in the comment section below, get typing, let me know what your questions are, and I'll do my best to answer them. Now, I do hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, show me your appreciation by hitting that thumbs up like button, and also if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider subscribing to my channel by hitting that red button down below. But that's all for now. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you all again next time.